In this video, we're going to be diving into the contracts portion of the software and walk you through how to set up your first contract. Before we built PhotoBooth CRM, we looked at the other tools out there in the market, and we noticed a lot of them had built their own contract signing tool themselves. And we considered doing this too, but what we ultimately decided was that the best thing for the user would be if we just partnered with the best software out there on the market right now. So that's what we did. We partnered with HelloSign. It's the leading electronic contract software in the world right now, and their business account actually costs $50 per month, and it limits you to 5 templates that you can create. The good news for you is that as part of your PhotoBooth CRM subscription, you actually have the HelloSign feature included at no additional cost for free. And we don't limit the number of templates you can create. So this is a huge value added to your subscription. And I think by the end of this video, you'll see that it's way better than the other contract software tools out there right now. So let's just dive right in. Now, when you first create your contract, this would obviously be all blank. You click New Contract Template, and you can type in a contract here in the editor, but I think what most people do and what I would recommend is to upload a PDF or Word document, and I have a test contract here. So I'd upload the file, and you'll notice it converts it to a text document right away. You have to check this box right here for it to use the original file instead of the converted document. And you'd obviously have to go back up to the top and title the contract. So we'll title it PBCRM Test Contract. Now, this is what you would check on the bottom if you want this to be your default contract that is sent to all of your customers. Obviously, because it's your first contract, this is what you would check, and then you would just save the contract. And you'll notice that it's right here up at the top. And there is the check next to it because it's the default template. However, you'll see an error message here. Now, that is what shows up when the contract is not formatted yet for signature. And that's what we'll walk through right now. If you click on the wrench, it brings you up to the page where you can set up the contract for signature. And you'll notice this is just a example file. You'll see up top here a lot of the things that you can implement and add into the contract. So for example, if you have checkboxes, you can add a checkbox. You click checkbox and you click it here. Who checks this? The customer. Is it required or not? You make it optional if you like, and hide details, and you would just drag it into position, just as an example. You can do that for wherever you need a checkbox. If you have one, you'll see this is a text question. You can add a text box down here. Make the customer fill that out. Is it required? It's optional. You can hide this and position this wherever you like, and you can resize this field. This is not going to be the prettiest setup. I'm just trying to walk you through what it would be like. You'll see that here we display the event rental information. Now, the cool thing about the HelloSign contract is that you don't have to have your customer re-input all of their information. So by the time they get to the contract signing portion, they would have already filled out your web form and provided you with this information. They would have selected the booth, they would have got a quote, they know their cost, they know their date and time, that's already provided. So if you go into merge field, this is really cool and sets this apart, and you click here, you can select any data field that has already been provided by the customer. So for example, for name, you just select first name and you drag it into position. They will not have to input this. This is going to be automatically populated, and you just repeat the process for the rest of it. The event date and time, you have different formats. You can do the start date, end date separately, or you can do both together right here. I'll just set that into position. The location of the event, that as well. And again, you can try to align these perfectly when you're going through it for yourself. Which photo booth they selected. Drag that into position. Add-ons if they selected any. and you'll notice it tells you how it would be formatted next to it. So it shows you an example of what it would look like. So, 2 of add-on 1, 1 of add-on B, etc. And then the final thing down here would be the cost in this example. So you can show them the cost with tax included and the cost without tax included, just saying plus tax. And I'll just use that for here. And that's all the merge fields. So these would automatically be filled in based on what the customer filled in the web form. They do not have to input this all again. I'm sure you'll get a lot of positive comments from your customers about that. They have complained about having to input information repeatedly before. So then if you get to this section here, you can input the date. You can say the customer is required to fill this in, but it's actually auto defaulted to today's date, so they don't have to type that in. The signature, just type it, and this is where the customer signs. It's required. Drag it into position. That's why there's a C here. That means that the customer is responsible for filling that in. And then this is where you would sign as well. You just select it as me, hide the details, and that's why it's a P. The photo booth owner would sign here. You can drag these to be as big, thin, and wide as you'd like, but that pretty much covers how you would go about setting it up. So when the customer would receive this contract for signature, this would all be filled in. They would have the option to check this box, fill in this text, and they would be required to sign here before it's submitted and sent to you for your signature. So I'll save this for you, and you'll see the error went away because it's set up correctly. You can view a PDF copy of the document by clicking this. If you ever want to send a contract to someone manually, or if they wanted you to manipulate or edit some text and you had to create a different template, you can do that and click this send icon. And then you would just select the customer and that particular rental, and the contract would send with that event's information pre-populated for them for signature. That's handy. And you'll see here that there's a variety of statuses. So this contract is waiting for the customer to sign. I can send them a reminder to sign it. This one has been executed and signed, and there's a PDF copy of the contract signed by both parties. And you'll see here that there are contracts that are awaiting your signature. You would just click this pencil icon to bring up the contract and sign it so that it's executed for your customer. And that's it.